I'm Sonia Kashuk, and this is how I made it. How was I inspired to be a makeup artist? You know what, it kind of all happened by accident. I was actually in design school and doing fashion design. And I was working on a video, doing the wardrobe, and at the last minute, the makeup artist canceled. And the director, writer of this song we were gonna do, which you might know it, you might be a little young, became a huge song called Funky Town. And I had to go in and do the makeup. I had no idea what I was doing, but I loved it. And I realized that it's all in dealing with color, shape, and form. So, you know, as a kid in high school, I did window display. And, you know, when I look back on it all, it's all kind of the same thing. It's just, I guess I love dealing with color and form, and makeup just kind of like all of a sudden I was floundering a lot, and I truly all of a sudden just found my passion. The most rewarding part of my job is empowering women to feel great. Trying to be an educator. Like I feel like, you know, that I started this brand with my background as a makeup artist, that I could take that knowledge and hopefully utilize it on a bigger platform. I think the hardest struggle is probably finding balance, number one, in my life of mom and work and wife. Everyone asks me for this, you know, what's your recipe? And I'm like, I definitely don't have one. And I think if anyone tells you they do have one, it's probably not the truth. But number two is also, I think one of the hardest struggles for me is letting women out there understand and know the quality aspect of my brand. Because I am sold at Target, I think people equate it to, you know, because I'm affordable, they think you can't be good product. And the quality of my product is incredible. And the reason we're able to offer it at the price points we are is because of my partnership with Target, and we're able to eliminate all those multiple markups of getting to the consumer. It's really interesting about my first introduction to Cindy Crawford. It was actually in Chicago. Cindy, I think, was maybe 17 at the time, a new model, and we had a mutual friend, and her name was Peggy Bremner, and Peggy was actually Cindy's agent. Well, she was actually booked hair and makeup at the Elite Agency in Chicago. And she called and said, you guys, a team of us from Minneapolis, should come and do a test. We were model testing, what would mean we would do stuff for our portfolio. There's a new really hot girl in town, and her name is Cindy Crawford, and we think she's gonna be really big. And you should come and do a test with her. And so we went to Chicago, and in walked Cindy, and it was the weirdest thing. It was this instant connection of this person that walks into your life and you know is never gonna walk out. We became more like, today, she's still one of my closest, dearest friends. Our families are very intertwined. We have been at each other's weddings. We've been, you know, at each other's children's birthdays, children's bar mitzvahs, whatever it may be. We're a huge part, a very integral part of each other's life. And we laugh because I was just, you know, on the set of her Meaningful Beauty line, and somebody said, God, how long have you guys worked together? And we looked at each other and we're like, are we even supposed to share this? Like, we're giving away everything, that it's been 30 years. And that was like one of the greatest gifts of having her as a super close friend. The development and the concept of Sonia Kashuk Beauty. A couple things. Cindy and I decided to do a book together in 1997, Cindy Crawford's Basic Face. And at the time, Cindy was under contract to Revlon. I was involved with Aveda, so it was really about technique. It wasn't product focused. And it was super successful, and you know, we had it printed in like 15 different languages, and it's so cool because even today, if I look back at that book, it's still modern and relevant. It's still fabulous. And while walking up and down the aisles, we were at one of the Target stores. And Cindy was doing some promotion, signing some books, and I was taking a walk up and down the makeup aisle at Target. And all of a sudden I had this aha moment where I thought, oh my God, if I find all of these aisles so overwhelming, you know, Revlon, which is a wonderful brand, but it had 15 shades of red lipstick. Like, if I find it overwhelming, how must the average woman feel? And it was at the time that my peers, such as Bobbi Brown and Francois Nars and Laura Mercier, we were the group of makeup artists that were the working gang at the time. And funny that totally I knew Bobbi as well from, we did classes with Linda Mason together. So we're all like going way back in time, like a lot of history. It was, you know, I was like, oh, the prestige world is saturated, there's 4 new brands going in. And when I saw that, like, in the mass market at a Target, everything was so big, why not take that same concept and bring it to somebody like a Target and partner with them? The key was the partnership, so that I could go from manufacturing to retail, which meant I could do the exact same products that my peers were doing in the prestige market, but I could sell it at a quarter of the price. So all of a sudden it was like, wow, I can make it possible that every woman could afford to have the best in beauty. How cool would that be? My point to a lot of people is like, have a point of difference, have passion. And I feel like if you have passion, that'll get you almost halfway there. And kind of almost, you gotta put on blinders. Like, you know, really go for it and just be smart. I think it's hard. I mean, the world has gotten way more competitive. There's a lot of beauty products out there. And how are you gonna stand out when you're thrown onto a desk of a beauty editor, whether it be at a magazine or online or whatever? Like, how do you stand out? And what are you gonna do to get noticed? But there's always room for a great idea.